Hey everyone, this is Vicki from Messy Table Studio. I wanted to show you what I spent, I guess it was 2.5, 3 hours, let's see, 3 hours yesterday doing at the Russell Arts Center Farm, or Russell Farm Art Center. We did jelly printing, and I took my my own jelly plate, and I also brought deli paper and rice paper. So here are some of the prints that did not go exactly the way I thought. This was done with the brayer, just taking very thick paint and just jiggling back and forth on, where is the brayer? Oh, here it is. Just going like this on very thick paint to make it wavy. I kind of like the way it looks. It would be the outside cover of something. Not horrible. Not horrible. So I took some tickets that were given to me by Carla at Cage Fish and did them on the jelly plate where, you know, you have pieces of paper that they don't quite go down to the edge. So that's what these were. These were just done on the edge of the plate to kind of get the edges cleaned up a little bit. All right, there's that one. This one was just a mishmash. I didn't really do much of anything with this. I wanted it to kind of be not about anything. Although you can see kind of a line down here where I did the green first and then I did some yellow, but really it's not that much about anything. And like I said, there are the sheets of paper like this that will cover tiny books for Artemat. This one I did with bottle caps that were glued onto cardboard. I don't know if, can you see there they are, the bottle caps. Just push them down. It was kind of hard to do stuff in there because they had to have fans in the room because it was kind of warm, and there were a lot of people this week. So the paint dries out so quickly. By the time I got, it was a 9x12, the big plate. By the time I got it stamped, the paint had dried. So it was really difficult using the plate in there. I can control the environment here with the ceiling fan, but when you've got lots of other people that are in there that are hot, you can't really control that. And you shouldn't, because like others' misery for jelly plate printing it's not worth it. You just need to deal with what you dealt. These are roll-off papers. A Harry Potter book. I like grungy stuff. I took no stencils, although they did have stencils, but I left those for other people whose first experience was jelly printing. This is my hot glue on a cardboard, and I got some good print off of it, but unfortunately it didn't quite work on the edge. And then this was another one that did not go well, but it looks cool though. Even though I didn't get the desired results, I still like the paper, and the paper will cover a mini book very well. It's large enough, it'll do the inside and outside. And then lots of these are just little bitty mop-up pieces. There's another one with the bottle caps. This one with the bottle caps I thought went really well. I like this one a lot. And then like I said, this is dried bits off of the jelly plate on the edges where my paper didn't quite. These were strips that were left over from other projects, and I wanted to use them up. So these will become book covers for Artemat. I like this one a lot. You can actually see the swirls and the dots and everything with the hot glue. There wasn't a pattern on this. This was just paint and crusty bits, which I really love. This is another one that it's not about anything. No stencil, just paint. This one fascinated people, and I was fascinated by theirs. This was heavy-duty, thick, what's the word? It escapes me. Corrugated cardboard, thick stuff. It was, I think it was something that was electronic that was packed in the box that needed more cushion. So I just kept it. I've had it a couple years, and then did the jelly plate and just stamped it on there. And another woman had an onion bag, and it looked like fish scales. Hers came out fabulous. She did 2 or 3 colors, and it was beautiful. It looked like almost like dragon or a shiny fish, dragon scales or shiny fish. It was beautiful. So I forgot I'd had this, so I thought, well, let me try it. Since I saw hers, I thought, let me try mine, and that's what I got from mine. This again, paint dries too quickly to stamp it. This is rice paper, and when it gets too wet, it tears. This is another print with foam that was glued to a piece of cardboard and then stamped onto the jelly plate. Just a mishmash. I think this was a roll-off paper. Oh, yeah, it was. It was a roll-off paper. Actually, I like both sides. That'll make a great book in a journal. Great page. This is a spool, empty spool. Thread was on it. And I just stamped it on the end. And I really like this one. This was the stamp-off paper from this one. When I stamped it onto this, I took the white paper that was next to it and stamped it on this, and this is what was left over from the was picked up off the jelly plate. I like this one too. This is very cool. What's this one? Oh, this one was an attempt to do it, but like I smudged here, and the pickup on the paint on that wasn't very good because the spool was clean. It's a lot better if you use a dirty spool. Because the paint sticks to the dirty paint that's already on the spool, and it makes a much nicer impression. So this was the first one. Then I did this one, and it picked up so well. All the paint off of this stuck to it so well that it made a really good print here. This is another one of those glued cardboards where I did the hot glue design on it. I really like the way it looks. As a whole sheet, I thought it looked pretty cool. And I kind of overlapped it a little bit because the cardboard was only like this big, this big, this. And then I turned it to do this way, and I got a little overlapping here. It'll be okay. And then, what was this one? Oh, this was another bottle cap where the impressions did not quite go as well as I expected. And then I didn't use mop-up over here. That's what, the other one doesn't work well. I just put this on the edge of the jelly plate to mop up stuff, and I forgot to do it. So what I will do is I will cut this nice strip off and save it for another day of jelly printing. Okay, so that's what I did at the Russell Farm Art Center, which is a very cool place. There were lots of new people I'd never seen this week. They brought their kids. It was free from 9 to 12, and every week there's a different theme. Some weeks it's sketching. This week it was jelly printing. And for the most part, if that I can tell, is they have a lot of the supplies that you need. Like, you don't need to go out and buy a jelly plate because the instructor or the person who was there with us brought jelly plates. People had their brayers. There were brayers, plenty of brayers to go wrong that she brought. And people shared their papers. If anybody brought papers, they shared their papers. I mean, it's a very community supported art group, and they're lovely people that come. A lot of them have never done this kind of stuff before, and it was fun to see how their prints came out. And honestly, there was a woman there who was there with her husband and her kids, and before she left, I said, let me see what you made. And she had a picture of I think it was a stencil of a bee. I thought that was like one of the best. That was better than my prints. I mean, she did a great job with her stencil. I was so impressed. So, you can be new and knock all of us who've been doing it a while, knock our socks off. Because it was so uninhibited the way she did it. I went with expectations. She came with none and left with a great print. Okay, so that is, I'm caught up with that. And the next thing is, I've been working on Artemat stuff. And I'm teaching myself how to do paper clay. These are made from silicone molds. And I've been having fun making them and painting them. This guy is white and still needs to be painted. But I'm learning that using watercolor on this or using too much liquid on these causes it to deteriorate a little bit. You lose some of the crispness of the mold. But it's a, look at that. Oh, that's so cool. So I've been playing with these and I've been having a good time with them. All right, so there's that. And then the last thing I have to show you. Let me turn the camera off and get this stuff off the table. I don't want to break any of these guys. Hang on. Okay, I guess I need to take my plexiglass. I have plexiglass on here because I've been painting on it. If you can see the... I don't know, can you see my mess? I need to clean my paint off. All right. Now the last thing was a surprise. I didn't see this coming. I met this lovely lady, young lady, the first week I was at the sketch class out at the farm. And she had the coolest looking thing sitting on the table next to her. And I said, what is that thing? And she goes, it's a pencil sharpener. And I said, okay, a pencil sharpener? She goes, yeah, the old-fashioned kind. Do you remember the kind where you have to crank it and it grinds with the wheel inside, a metal wheel? I said, yeah, I grew up using that. That's the only thing we had. And she said, well, this is kind of a version of that. And I'm like, well, all right, let me see. So she showed it to me, and I was just blown away by this, and I bought one. I bought it off of Amazon, and it came a few days ago. And I'll show it to you. I know it seems very bizarre looking. This is a pencil sharpener. It's plastic, but it is very precise and very cool. So this is made by Mitsubishi. Mitsubishi, yes, that is the same name as the car maker. Maybe this is like, I'll use the American version, the Cadillac of pencil sharpeners. All right, so how it works is you pull this and this comes out, right? Then, oh, and see, now I sharpened on my pencils already and I don't have one here. Oh, wait, maybe I have. Oh, good, I have one that's not sharpened. So this is not sharpened very well. Okay, so it goes, you have to move this little thing here. And it opens the hole right there. You move this to pull, you pull it out, and then you move this little lever right here. And it opens up the hole where you stick, I'm trying to do this on camera, where you stick the pencil in. And then the pencil goes inside here, and this kind of stabilizes it. All right. So then you have to, I guess it pops back in according to your pencil size. And then as you sharpen your pencil, this moves inward. You have to hold it with your hand. And once it's sharpened, you can feel the resistance leaving the handle, and you can feel it. There you go, it stopped grinding. So the pencil's done. Then you've got to press this little thingy here and pull your pencil out. And look at that bad boy. Look at that. Fabulous. One other feature that I thought was very cool is the back of it, where you have to turn this, but it's this orange button. If you have very soft, like watercolor pencils or color pencils, and you don't want them like really sharp, what you do is you press this in, and it makes it shorter. Let me show you. See, this is out, and then you press it, and that's in. And this blunts the edge of the pencil. It does not make it razor sharp like this. It kind of makes a soft point on it so that you don't get that sharp line with your colored pencil or your watercolor pencil or your colored pencils, so that you can start using them right away and they're a little bit blunted. I thought that was very cool. Then I was like, you know, I got this thing and I don't know how to empty it. This holds the shavings. You just pull, if you can get it out. There we go. Oh, it's on the side. Okay, you pull it out. And I've sharpened pencils like 5 or 10 times now, and look at that. That's all I've got. All right, so you can unscrew this. I'm not going to do it because I'm so afraid I'll mess it up. But you can unscrew this and pull this mechanism out so you can see it. And it looks like an old-time metal pencil sharpener that kids grew up with in my era. And it's very cool. There is a man who has a video. I will put a link down below in the description box that shows his video. I had to go watch his video how to use this, and so that I could get my pencil in, because I was like, well, how do I get this? Is not going in. Well, you got to pull this out, and then you got to push this again, and that's how the pencil goes through. If you don't pull that, pencil no go. Pencil no go. So I had to watch a video on how to do this thing. Oh, come on, go back in now. But it's a very cool pencil sharpener. Now, I said I bought it on Amazon, and in his video, he says they cost $21 and $23, but I paid $18 for it. And the reason I bought this is because of this. I've had this pencil sharpener for years, and it was supposed to, it's battery operated. This is Vicki operated, which is more dependable than the battery. So I bought this where it would use a regular pencil. It says 6 to 8 millimeters here. And yes, it does work. Okay, and it rotates both of the sharpener portions when you put it in there. Everything goes at once. Come on, turn on. There you go. Can you see both the sharpeners go in there? Come on, go. It's not going to do it now because this is so sharpened. All right, let's try this one. No, not going to turn. All right, so I find that very finicky, and I don't like it. Then this part is for a larger pencil. Well, this side has stopped working. And not only that, but I hate this part. All your shavings are inside here, and every time you open it, if you don't open it at a tilt, then all this stuff goes on your desk and goes everywhere. And again, I don't like that. So this will be donated or given away. I'm going to get rid of it. I've had it a few years. Let me see what kind of batteries this thing uses, if I can get it open. There we go. Oh, look, it takes 4 frickin' batteries that are AA's. That, really? It's just stupid. Just plain stupid. So this is going to go bye-bye. I will donate it to somebody who wants to use this kind of thing. Maybe they understand it better than I do. They can get the other thing to work again. I don't know, but I was not thrilled that it stopped working at all. Let's see, put this back in here. Does it still work? Well, see, this opens. So this stays open all the time for regular pencils, but if you want to use the fatter one, you have to pull this up and then stick your pencil inside there. And like I said, this part doesn't work anymore. So it's kind of useless. Alrighty, so that is it. Except, no, I guess that's it. I'll do a sock update when I finish my last pair of socks, the end of August. Yay, I'm so glad when the end of August will be here and I don't have to make socks anymore in a hurry. Let's see, after the second or third sock, I quit looking at the pattern. I just knit because I'd knit 2 or 3 and I was like, okay, I got this now. And never looked at the pattern again, just knit. And you don't really have to. When they're self-stripers, they just stripe and that's it. You can match them or not. You can make the heels the same color as the rest of the sock, or you can change the colors, which I did because I thought that was kind of cute. I don't have a lot that have a different colored heel and toe that are not the same as the yarn that I'm knitting with, so the main part of the sock. So I thought, well, let me try it this time and change it up, and let me challenge myself to match my stripes, which is something I've never done before. It takes a little bit of wherewithal. You have to know the pattern of the stripes. I know that sounds weird, but I knit the first portion of the sock, the leg, and then stopped for the heel flap because I was going to change the color. And then you see the pattern has already started to emerge in the leg. So then I would know what colors were going to be my cuff, and I knew how far I need to go for 60 rows and how the colors would stop before the heel flap. So I didn't have to unravel a lot of yarn for them. The red, white, and blue socks I did, oh my word, I had to unravel like almost half a ball of yarn before I finally got where I needed to in the pattern. But these that I'm working on right now is a very short little row repeat, color repeat, so it was very easy to do them. So I finished the leg on one last night, and then I started the cuff on the second sock. So hopefully in a couple days I'll be ready to do the heel on both of them at the same time and whap that out, and then go on to the foot, and then Kitchener the toe. The socks that I worked on, pair number 10, I'm dragging my feet on doing Kitchener because I really have to concentrate doing it so I don't mess it up. So they're waiting to be Kitchener. The end, for those who don't know, the toes need to be closed up. That's it. And they're waiting on that, and they'll be finished. So I thought, well, I'll finish this second pair of socks now, number 11. And then when I get to number 11 to Kitchener the toes, to close the toes together, I'll do all 4 socks at the same time. I'll do pair 10 and I'll do pair 11's toe closing and be done with them. I don't know if I'm going to make it to a 12th pair. We'll see how it goes. Okay, that's it for me this week, and I will see you guys next week. Hopefully, I have a project that I'm going to do. It's a very small project to wrap up something from the past. It's, I haven't ever done this before. We'll see how it goes. I want to make it quick and neat, and then I can hang it up. Yes, it requires me putting a nail in the wall to hang it up. If that gives you any little sneaky hint about what it is I'm doing. Okay, I think that's it. Y'all have a good week, and I will see you next time. Thanks, everybody. Bye. And welcome to my new subscribers. I really appreciate y'all subscribing. Have a good week.